Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for How to Get Away with Murder, Season 4, Episode 9. He's dead! He's dead, he's dead, he's dead! Anyway, the episode, it actually starts off, believe it or not, with Annalise. She's there at the hospital. They've taken the baby away, they've taken Laurel away, and Annalise can't have access because, of course, she's not a mom. Bond, well, not a legal guardian, isn't family. Now, at Annalise's place, we see that the I almost said thumbnail, that the hard drive is still there in Laurel's purse. Someone at some point took it. Right now, we don't know who. At this very moment, we don't know who. But we just know that it's there. And then Connor gets a call from Michaela, or Michaela calls Connor, and the thing is, Asher was arrested. Michaela's like, look, we need to get Asher out of jail. We don't know why, we just need to get Asher out of jail. Connor, he sees he's gonna call from Annalise, and he's like, wait, oh God, really have to, her? And Michaela's like, hello, we need her help. Stop being dumb, just go accept the help. Just go and tell her it's already exposed. So while Annalise is trying to say, look, Laura, I have to tell you something about Laurel, Connor goes on about, I don't know what happened with Laurel. I haven't seen her. She went and left. And so Annalise is like, Laurel, she's here. She's at the hospital. Da, da, da. Now we see Dominic right behind Connor. And I said, oh Lord, is Dominic about to kill Connor? I said, I'm not going to be mad, but just give me a heads up if it's going to happen or not. And at least gets surprised when Connor's like, oh wait, but there was a lot more going on. You know, and someone got shot. What? Who's it? Someone dead? They died? What? Like Connor. And because that's how Connor is. He's stupid. He's just stupid. Anyway, we see that Connor goes to Nate and is trying to tell Nate, look, there's a lot going on. Asher's in jail. Here goes Bonnie on the couch. So Nate doesn't have a shirt on. Bonnie is on the couch. Listen, like, what happened? I'm thinking, are you kidding me? This is a joke, right? you really can't write this stuff. Clearly you can. We see Connor's in jail. And I said, not Connor. We see Asher's in jail. And then Asher's staying there a little while. Frank comes in. And now because it's like, look. Annalise needs Frank's help again. So she's going to go and play nice. She's going to go and play nice. But Annalise needs to get Frank centered. Because Frank's like, where's Laurel? I'm thinking, chill out. Chill out. What was it that Frank told Annalise on? Yeah, so Annalise is just letting Frank know that Laurel, she was bleeding out in the elevator. We see Laurel's doctor, the baby, and Laurel are both being stabilized as we speak. Annalise was just trying to go and see the baby. Frank goes and lies and says he's the father. We're all thinking, dude, you ain't the daddy. Because once we go and see that baby was block. That baby was block. And I said, how's that baby so block? When you have Laurel and you have Wes. But that baby was block. I said, okay, block baby. And Annalise is just so happy because remember, it's little Wes there. It's little Wes there. She saved a life. Frank's just so emotional. I said, Frank, you know it's not yours, right? That's all I'm thinking. Frank, you know it's not yours, right? But now we have Child Protective Services essentially come in and they're trying to go and talk to them. And they're trying to build a case. They're trying to go and say, was Laurel on anything? Was she taking a little thing? Was she taking a little coca? Was she doing this? Was she taking a pill? What was going on? Because essentially they're trying to go and show that she's not fit and that they need to go and take her away. I'm thinking why? But then Annalise realizes Laurel's father is there. So Mr. Castile's there. He clearly went and forged some paperwork to make it seem like Laurel was unfit, that she was a drug abuser, that the baby was born prematurely because of the fact that she was doing drugs, and that does happen sometimes. Now, that wasn't the case here. But Laurel's dad, that attitude's something. Because Laurel's father was saying, wanting to go and have the baby moved, or saw seen by the head doctor, the head physician, and that man was like, oh, I'm more than competent. I'm more than capable. He said, oh, that's great, but you're not the head. You're not the one that I paid off. So go away, get me the top person in charge, and then we can figure this out. Annalise is trying to do her Annalise thing and say, what you're trying to do is wrong. Hello? This woman, she was just giving birth. She was giving birth. She was stressed out. Who knows exactly what, the elevator broke, and this is what happened to my client. And you're really trying to go and make it seem like she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because we saw the documentation. It was bad. It was bad. It was like years and years of documented stuff. And I said, Laurel's father is the devil. Got it? Got it. And Alicia's trying to say, I am her legal representation. You will not just do whatever you want that baby or with her, put her in a psychiatric hold. You're not doing all that. Nope. Nope. So now Frank, he's able to get to Laurel, and this is where you see, because that's this episode progresses, it's just trying to catch us up to speed as to why we were seeing certain things that didn't make sense at the time when the season first started. So now Annalise gets all Laurel's stuff, and again she reads it, and it's just bad. It looks bad. So she actually called Isaacs because she needs his help. She needs his help. She needs to get one of her students out of essentially a psych hold that they're trying to put on her. Now, Connor, he's on the phone with, was it Michaela again?
Call me back.
Yeah, Connor called, I believe it was supposed to be Michaela, or even if it was Oliver, it doesn't matter, because Oliver and Michaela are trying to talk and figure out why was it that their dude Asher was arrested. And Michaela realizes, oh my God, Asher must have told the truth. And we're trying to figure out, so what does that mean? We see that Nate does go and say, look, Asher, I got you, but what happened? Like, how did you get in here? So while Michaela and Oliver are talking to the cops, that's when they go and essentially tell the whole story about, Simon, he went and he found this gun. Well, we saw him breaking into a server room. We were trying to figure out what was going on. He looked really startled. He pulled out a gun, and, you know, we were just like, calm down, calm down. He backed up, and he accidentally shot himself. And so then we're also thinking, so how in the world did Asher get arrested? And then that's when Michaela realized he must have said that he touched the gun. Because he touched the gun, now it looks like, oh, maybe Simon wasn't shot himself. Maybe Simon was shot at. And it was smart for Asher to do that because his evidence was going to be on the, just like what we said. We said there's no darn way you can go and just do a little polishing of the gun and all of your biometrics are going to be off. Nope. Nope. And I'm glad that this show is realistic enough to make sure that we don't just wrap things up in a bow. Everything comes full circle. And I'm finally seeing what they did, because how they ended this episode, I said, oh my God. So now we see Bonnie. She's there at the scene of the crime, the first scene of the crime, Annalise's hotel room. And this cop says, you know what? We're charging Annalise or trying to get as much evidence as possible because we can't trust her. We can't trust that she would, we can't trust that she would be honest or do this or do that. Now, when I looked at the elevator when Bonnie was looking at it, guess what was already gone? Her bag was already gone. So it is possible that the drive was taken out at that time. So now Annalise is talking to Isaacs, and Annalise is trying to convince Isaacs, look, I need your help. He said, I don't have essentially, jurisdiction here. I can't just go and do that for her. Annalise says, look, this is how it works. You're going to do it because I'm going to go run to the board and say that you are doing some unethical stuff with me in regards to my case. And then you'll lose everything. I said, oh no, Annalise, don't go that route. Do not go that route. What are you doing? What are you doing? So Michaela sees her opportunity. She looks a mess. Poor baby. She sees her opportunity and she's trying to get out of there because they're talking to Oliver right now. She gets an elevator. She thinks that she's home free. Then Tegan says, ho! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. let's get this very clear. How did my key card, which accessed the server room, which now puts me liable, get in the hands of Simon Drake? How did that possibly happen? Because let's be very clear. I gave it to you. How did it happen? So Michaela's like, he took it. He must have stole it. I don't know how he did it, but he took it. I said, Michaela, Tegan has to deal with people who lie for a living, and sometimes it's her as well. Really think that's going to work on her? Tegan had that look of disappointment because she realized, wow, honey, you're not as good as a liar as you think you are. I said, oh, God. Oh, no. So now, because it's Tegan's butt that's on the line. That's what it is. Tegan's butt's on the line. Who knows what's going to happen? We come back, and Laurel finally wakes up. But Laurel is hysterical, as should be, because she wakes up and she's trying to figure out, where's her baby? Hello? Where is her baby? So, you know, when we were like, oh, was she on something? No. It was actually because what she wasn't on. Anyway. And Lisa's trying to talk to the Child Protective Services aide that was there. And the aide said, stop yelling at me. The reason why I can't do anything is because the child's being taken. What do you mean? He's supreme. It doesn't matter. Her father came and said that he has adequate, he'll be able to go and transfer him with adequate care. And Elise looked like, oh, not on my watch. So now Michaela, she makes it to the hospital and she's trying to talk to Connor about what happened to Laurel, what happened to the baby. Connor's like, I don't know, but maybe, you know what, they're probably both dead. They're probably both dead. Where's Oliver? Well, he was there talking to the police. So you left him there at the scene of the crime all alone? Oliver, of all people? You really went and did that. You really thought that was the smartest thing to do. I said, if you just told Laurel no. Sometimes I wish we could just shoot and kill Connor, hit him with a baseball bat, run him over a couple of times. I hate Connor half the time. Hate. It's like, it's all okay. Not even good. It's all okay until he starts talking. Then it's like, Argh! Tell him, Michaela, this is all your fault. If you just told Laurel that you weren't going to do it, it wouldn't have happened. First of all, Laurel's her own person. Let's get that very clear. Laurel does whatever she wants. Laurel seems entitled. Laurel does act entitled. That's what it is about her. Yeah, Laurel will have found a way anyway. It probably will have messed you guys up even worse. So let's not act like this is Michaela's fault. Michaela's out here trying to be her best life, trying to be black girl magic, and you're trying to kill her. Trying to kill Annalise. I see what this show's doing. Trash. Anyway, Annalise is trying to talk to Mr. Castile and say, what are you doing right now? If you take your grandchild away from your daughter, you're never going to see, you're going to lose your daughter forever. Frank is trying to calm Laurel down, but he can't. They have to go and put something in her IV. And I said, what type of drugs is that? Let's be very clear. Because Isaac asked, what type of drugs is that? Because if they go and try and do some other tests, you know how shifty and shaky they can be. And at least it's trying to stop them from taking the baby. She at one point runs in front of the baby. And Mr. Castile's like, look, I appreciate everything you did for saving the baby, for saving the child. But at the end of the day, I got this. My daughter is unfit. And you know, security went and got Annalise was like, what you're not going to do right now. And Annalise just like, he's going to kill that baby. He's going to kill that baby. And you guys are just standing here letting him do it. He's going to take that baby. He's going to kill that baby. I said, you know, I really wouldn't put it past him. I really wouldn't put it past him. Because we know how trash he is. We know how trash he is, or at least we think we do. Now, Laurel, remember, they gave her some strong sedatives, and they tied her up. I said, they bound her to that hospital bed. I said, So now we hear, now Frank and Isaac knows that the baby was taken. Annalise, she took a shower at the hospital, because I was trying to figure out what is going on. So that's where she took the shower, where she was in that scene and the blood is running off of her. Connor is outside, and what happened with Connor? Michaela, she's looking at the babies to try to see if maybe she can see if, one, if Laurel's baby's there. Two, just having some hope. Just look at the babies for a little bit of hope. That's when Isaac thinks that he saw Annalise. And she was just like, you know what? They all die. Everyone just dies around us. And she starts crying. And then he gets a call from... Who's he got a call from? Was it Annalise? Let's see who he got a call from. Oh, from Bonnie. Bonnie was trying to call him. Bonnie, really? So now Bonnie's at Kaplan and Gold, and Bonnie sees Oliver. So she goes in, strolls in, says, all right, we have like 2 minutes. I already know what happened. Connor already told me what happened. So then Oliver says the full story again about how, you know, we were there. Simon fell. It was all this mess. Laurel has a server and server drive, and so then it's like, uh-oh. So I guess you don't know what happened to Laurel, did you? Time to fill you in. Now, it's interesting because Michaela, she needed a moment. She needed someone to vent to for a moment. So she starts talking to Isaac and... And Laurel, and once she realizes that he doesn't know where Laurel is, or where Annalise is, she just has to look up. I can't talk to you. I can't divulge information to you. You're not really in the circle. I don't know how much was being told to you. But then she does go and tell him that Laurel was on antidepressants and she had to come off of them because, of course, she was pregnant. Her doctor said she had to come off of them. So then now it's kind of putting it all together like, was Laurel off because of that? Was she going through her own manic episode? But anyway, Connor gets there and Bonnie walks Oliver out. Connor's like, I'm legal representation. I'll sue you. I'll take all of you down. I said, okay, Connor, that's more than enough. You can go now. Oliver goes and hugs him. I said, Oliver, that's your legal representation. Stop hugging him like he's your boyfriend. So now Annalise finally comes back, sees Laurel, and Annalise is like, no, honey boo boo, come here. You're gonna go and have your boss say that you can untie her because we're not doing this today. And Annalise confirms that father took the baby. And so Laurel's just like, look, it's over. But there is one more thing. Maybe they can use Dominic. She said, what? Laurel admits that divulges that Dominic called her and let her know that your father's onto you. Your father knows that you're pregnant. And so imagine if he can know that you're pregnant, assume what else he can know that you be trying to plot against him. So I said, Laurel, you already knew this plan was that's why you're trash. You already knew this plan was a bust. You decided to move forward anyway. And that goes to show you that regardless of what Michaela said, Laurel was going to continue to do her own thing. Let's be clear about that. But she's thinking, you know what, Dominic, even though he's supposed to be my father's right-hand man, he's still wanting to protect me so we can use him. And then we see Frank's the look on Frank's face. And I said, Frank, you killed him, didn't you? Frank, you did it, didn't you? Anyway, Dominic comes to Kaplan and Gold, and he wants to know who's the IT person that could go and, search and make sure the server stuff is fine. So Tegan said, oh, no, well, there's a guy we have on staff, but he's at home. If you come back in the morning, said, no. What's the name of the other one? Or do I need to go and make things worse for you, essentially? So Tegan said, Oliver, blah, blah, blah. So and he said, oh, that's easy. I said, oh, God, Tegan, I know that hurt you. I know you felt something was off with this dude, wrong with this dude. But look, everyone else is using you, so screw them at this point. Screw them all. Now, Michaela goes back to her senses for 2.5 seconds and starts acting like Michaela again, because Michaela calls the jail and says, oh, by the way, I'm going to go and do X, Y, and Z if you allow me to go and talk to Asher. And they hung up on her. I said, really? So now Michaela sees that Asher and Connor are back. They're trying to figure out where the drive go. Where the drive, who took the drive, how we lose the drive. But what did Michaela say? Of course it matters. Tegan might know everything anyways. Yeah, that was the other part. She lets it be known that Tegan was smart, caught on to what they were doing. She doesn't know why, but their cover's pretty much blown. And comes Bonnie, because Bonnie's been saving the day this entire episode. I have to give it up to Bonnie. Bonnie, for the third time, she comes in and she gives Laurel the bag, but she says, look, it's already not in there. He looked at her like, now, Bonnie, we trust you like we trust the cokehead at this point. Really? Not at all. But Laurel and Annalise come to the realization that they took the baby as leverage. They don't have it. They took the baby because they know that we don't have, because they think that we have the drive. So what happens once they find out you don't? That's the main thing. Isaac is there. He saw Julie, aka Bonnie, and had that look of Annalise looking like, oh, okay. All right. So she goes and talks to him outside, and he says, look, what you're trying to do, I can't help you. I can't help you because it's not the right thing to do. And then at least she was so terrible because he was just trying to say, look, you're focusing on all these other things. You want to go and help her out, but are you sure she doesn't have a drug issue? Are you sure she doesn't have this? She doesn't have that? And the only thing I didn't like was because even though he was questioning, which he should have to a certain degree, I didn't like the fact that it's like, look, just because you were a screw up and you were a mess up doesn't mean everyone else is. I think that's where my frame and headspace was. And it's just like, all of this makes me want to drink. Everything that happens makes me want to drink. It's not just this. It's not just this. Come on now. But he says, no, I can't do this. I don't know her. I don't know the full situation. And Ellie said, you're impossible. Oh my gosh. This is why your daughter killed herself, because she wanted to get away from you. I said, hurt people, hurt others. There's no words for how hurtful and wrong that was, Annalise. No words. No words. So now, we see down at the jail, Bonnie, Nate, and this other... See if he cracks. Oh, wait. Now, this is a weird moment. Okay. Come on, come on. Let's get to the Simon and Asher part. Yeah, so remember, Nate went to his apartment to make sure that it looked like he was trying to go and plot something against using Kaplan Gold to go after on Terrace. Now, remember, Bonnie realizes, okay, I know which side I need to be on now. So Bonnie says, look, we can't just go and keep Asher in jail. We need to go, let him stretch his legs, go get some more evidence against all these people, and just keep this open. See what happens. Essentially, she says whatever she needs to say to make sure that they're given more time to go and cover this up, to go and fix this. And Michaela sees her man's out of jail. Asher didn't even give her a hug. It was kind of like a, okay, you look dusty. How are you? But the reason why Asher was also let out was Simon's still alive. I said, this can work two ways. Either Simon can wake up and say, I found something and it was them, or he could die, or he could wake up and not remember anything. Oliver has a heart. It's like, you guys are terrible. You guys make it sound like you're about to plot a death, plot his death. No, I don't have time for this. Don't even. Ugh. I said, shut up. Shut up. You get on my nerves. I know what you're saying is right, but shush. Cállate la boca. Now, Annalise made sure to take a picture of, you know, the baby so that Laurel could at least see her child. And they essentially just like, look, don't worry. We're going to figure something out. We're going to get this dude. Now, unfortunately, what she thought she could have done wasn't going to happen, because we see Dominic, and Dominic's like, I have a name. I'm going to go and check this dude out now and see. And he was talking about Oliver. Sidebar, because he was trying to figure out who was the one who really did it. Broke into the server room. Frank came behind him and whack-a-mole. Frank comes back into the hospital, and that's when Laurel says she can use Dominic. And Laurel calls Dominic. Frank is like, don't do that. It's not going to work. She's like, don't worry about it. It is. Annalise is just like, look at him, Laurel. There's a reason why he's saying that. And Laurel realizes when she hears Dominic's phone ringing on Frank's chest that, Frank, you didn't. He's like, yes, I sure did. Frank, you didn't. Because Dominic was taunting Frank and told Frank that, you know, she's a wild one. You don't even know the half of it or half of her. I mean, she'll have you doing things. You can't trust her. You can't do this. And she'll never really want you. And you know that baby isn't yours because we had the paternity test. So we know that the baby isn't his. And all I'm thinking is, wow, this show is good. This show is good. This show is a mess. But Laurel, there's more to her. There's more to her. And I despise her character. So I'm not happy about that. Now, they essentially agree that, look, because, what's his name? Connor's dude came back. Oliver came back and said, look, I wanted to make sure that Simon had good security. You're not going to touch him or else I'm going to tell. I said, you better be quiet. Annalise, she's there. They're all speechless because she's just like, look, you guys never learn. You never learn. This is too much. Annalise then talks to Frank because Frank says, there's something you need to hear. And it has to do with Wes. I said, what? So we see Wes. I said, oh, look at Wes. So we see him, you know, pressing the in case of emergency contact. And
we all could be. Call me as soon as you get this.
Guess who he called? Remember that voicemail that they never got, or they were trying to get? That little Wes, you little. It's Kristoff. I'm in trouble. I said, is Wes really dead? I'm telling you, I know that he's really dead, but I would jump out of this window right now. This imaginary window, if he was still alive. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's all I need. That's all I need. Because it was on Dominic's phone. Because now I'm just thinking, wait a minute. What's the connection? What's the connection? But I just don't know if I'm ready for the truth. I really don't. I don't know. Of course I want it.